The Transport Secretary has backed plans to rebuild a handful of demolished railway stations in the West Midlands. Chris Grayling was given a tour of some of the potential sites by West Midlands Mayor Andy Street.
They also tried out the latest in tram technology, which is going to be used on the planned extensions to the Midland Metro network. Andy Bevan was travelling with them.
Moseley Railway Station, opened in 1867, closed in 1941. Kings Heath Station, opened in 1840, also closed in 1941. And Castle Bromwich, opened in 1842, closed in 1968. Now, passenger trains will soon be stopping at those stations once again, under plans by the West Midlands Combined Authority for the biggest programme of railway opening since Victorian times.
There is a perfect railway line here. It's used for freight at the moment. So this is saying bring passenger services back onto a freight line. It needs building of stations, it needs timetabling, but yes, it's a very realistic prospect and we've been fighting for this for a long time, so now we really can look forward to it.
Today, Transport Secretary Chris Grayling joined Andy Street at Willenhall, the site of another planned station opening, to hear the case for government funding to allow the planned rail reopenings.
There are a number of places in and around the West Midlands, as there are in other cities like Bristol, where there are routes that were lost to passenger services a couple of generations ago that can and should be brought back into public use, and that's what today's all about.
There are 3 projects in the pipeline. The goods and occasional passenger line between Wolverhampton and Walsall will reopen to passengers full-time with that new station at Willenhall. The most ambitious scheme, and one that's long been campaigned for, will see the reopening of part of the old Camp Hill line between Birmingham New Street and Kings Norton. It's currently freight only, but there'll be new stations close to where those old ones were, at Moseley and Kings Heath. The plan would then switch north to include a new station at Castle Vale, near the old one at Castle Bromwich. The third promise will again make use of an existing goods line, this time between Stourbridge Junction and Brierley Hill. There'll be a new rail station at Brierley Hill due to open by the end of next year, and that will link up with the extension to the Midland Metro due in 2023. But it's not just mainline services. The Transport Secretary and the West Midlands Mayor are taking a trip on board this new type of metro tram. It'll soon be trundling its way through Birmingham city centre and beyond. For the first time in this country, trams will be able to travel without the need for overhead power lines. Huge batteries will carry the same amount of electricity used by 17 three-bedroom houses in a year, topping themselves up at tram stops as they go. And during their visit to the Metro depot in Wednesbury, both men took turns in the driving seat.
Well, I don't think I'll be applying for best tram driver in the West Midlands.
They're very smooth, they're very good, so yeah, the little boy in me would still love to drive these.
And the hope now is that passengers will be just as eager to travel on them. Andy Bevan, ITV News.
Staying with the expansion.